Hi, everybody. I'm Ms. Lee. Right now, we're going to be talking about hyperbolas. They were talking about writing the equations for hyperbolas given different pieces of the hyperbola, but real fast, I wanted to start with a quick review on hyperbolas. So for hyperbolas, there's two different kinds of hyperbolas, and to tell whether it's vertical or horizontal, you're looking at which one is positive. So whether it's the x term factor that's positive or the y term or whatever that's positive. So remember, for ellipses, you look at whether the A or B is larger, and that'll tell you whether it's vertical or horizontal. But for hyperbolas, it is different. A or B does not affect which direction the hyperbola goes. So for a horizontal hyperbola, that's where you have your x come first, so that's the positive one. And so you have x minus h squared over a squared minus, and then y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. Okay, so again, where the x is positive, that's going to be your horizontal hyperbola. If you wanted a vertical hyperbola, it's going to be where the y is positive. So you have y minus k squared over b squared minus, and then x minus h squared over a squared equals 1. And of course, for both of these, the center is going to be h comma k. For the horizontal hyperbola, because it's horizontal, then a is going to give us our distance from the vertex. A is distance to vertex. And then over here, since the vertical is, or sorry, since the hyperbola is vertical, we're going to have a b be the distance to the vertex. All right, so let's go ahead and try writing some equations. So we're going to start with one where we're given a graph. So if you're looking at these equations, this is how I want you to set up your equation, either like this or like this. Always set it up like this. Okay, so basically all we need for our equation is h and k, which is the center, and then a and b. Okay, so a is the distance to the vertex, b is going to be the distance to the co-vertex when we're talking about a horizontal hyperbola, and then when we're talking about a vertical, it's the other way. So b is going to be the distance to the vertex, and of course then a is going to be the distance to the co-vertex. Okay, so I want you to look at this graph, and I want you to pause the video and see if you can just identify each of the traits. Okay, so go ahead and pause here. All right, now that you've identified each of the traits, you should have realized that these here are your what? These are called vertices. So the plural form of vertex is vertices. Okay, so each of these are your vertices. If these are your vertices, then their distance from the center, and since this is horizontal, is going to be A. So again, you should probably have recognized that this is a horizontal hyperbola because it's opening sideways. Actually, let's go ahead and move back to the top. And I just want you to draw like a quick ugly sketch. So hyperbola horizontal looks like this way. And then a vertical hyperbola is this way. Okay, just so you have that for reference there. Okay, so again, this is horizontal. Okay, this one and this one, these are going to be your co-vertices. This is going to be B. That distance is going to be B. Okay, so since it's horizontal, we know we're going to want to use the format of this equation. So that's going to be x minus something squared over, and then a squared minus, and then y minus something, that's going to be k, the y value of the center, squared all over, and then b squared we'll fill that in a moment, and then equals 1. So B, if you look at here, this distance, it's going to be the distance between 4 and 6. So that's going to be 2. So if you just count, that's 2. So 2 squared. For A, that's going to be the distance from 5 to 8. So from 5 to 8, that's going to be 3. So this one will be 3 squared. And then you just need to figure out what the center is. So the center, which you also should have labeled, right over here. This is the center. And this point is going to be at 5, 4. So we can just fill that in, 5 and 4. Okay. And since I had asked you to label the traits of the graph, you should have also labeled these as your asymptotes. Okay, there you have it. So we have written the equation of a hyperbola. We'll do some practice and then I'll do some more examples. Happy day.